Hey guys, welcome back to Hanging Out with Lori. How are you today? Welcome to Saturday Singles, where I play with my single eyeshadows. I hope you guys have had a great day so far. I took a shower earlier and I was really tired afterwards, which is common with me, and so I laid down. I laid down with my head kind of dangling off the side of my bed since my hair was still wet. And I woke up and looked at my hair. It is fluffy. So I'm looking outside my window. It's overcast again, but it must be warm out there because everything's sloppy. Which is good news because Tara from Reed's Beauty Trip is going to try and come over. So I'm hoping that she can make it. I'm just using my eyeshadow that I brought in to set my primer. We're going to have a visitor here. As long as she doesn't pop my... Can you get down so it doesn't move? Thank you. Now the cat has helped me this week rearrange my singles. I have been filming my eyeshadow inventory and I had all my singles kind of separated out. Would you stop clawing my butt? But then the cat helped. And so these are the ones I was able to rescue or remember being in here. I don't know if this is glittery or just... I think this one I actually found while I was doing inventory. This is by MAC. I'll give you the name in just a second. Hold on. It's Honesty. And I honestly think it might have a little shimmer to it. Oh well. This is Gypsy Silver by Coastal Scents. Let's see what this does. It doesn't give off much pigmentation. Anybody else an introvert, it's hard for you to like kind of put yourself out there. You just kind of really... While you think of it, you don't think of it, if that makes any sense. That's how I feel. And that sometimes I can, like, if my kids are leaving, I get really quiet and withdrawn. Not because, you know, I'm angry or upset, but because I'm so sad that they're leaving, that it almost comes across as being hurtful when you're not meaning it that way. You kind of pull inside yourself. Anybody else do that, or am I the only weirdo out there who does that? I wonder if I pack it on my whole lid. I don't want a dark look though. Well, we're going to do it anyways. I always wondered why I did that. But I just do that. Not meaning to be hurtful whatsoever, but I know it comes across that way. Okay, packing this on isn't doing much for me either. It really isn't floating my boat either. nothing's really getting this going for me. Okay, let's see if I wet my brush, if that'll work better. Okay, that's pretty. Once I wet my brush, that's pretty. Not quite the look I was looking for today. Anybody have any goals for the new year? I know it's not quite the new year, but just putting it out there. Anybody have any goals for this upcoming year, for this upcoming decade? Can you believe we're in a whole new decade? It just blows my mind. I was watching Kelly Gooch the other day, and she was talking about it being a new decade and how when she thinks of the 20s, she thinks of, you know, like the roaring 20s. And I totally agree with her on that. It will be hard to think of the 20s as anything but we're in them, people. We are about to, I shouldn't say we're in them, but we are about to be in them. I remember when Prince's song 1999 came out, and it just seemed unfathomable. You know, here we were in the 80s talking about 1999. And it just didn't seem possible. Then 1999 rolled around, and it didn't seem possible. You know, with the whole Y2K scare. I say that because I worked in law enforcement, and so we all were on call. All of us had to work, if not that night, that day, in case something happened. Okay, I'm going to take Steel Blue by Coastal Scents, and I'm going to pack it on that outer corner. And you know how worried we were, you know, there was visions that the doors to the cells would open, and it was just, you know, because everything's computerized. So it was just, you know, we hoped for the best, planned for the worst, and nothing happened. I worked the day shift. It was my first, well, I guess, yeah, it was my first year at my new position at the jail. Before, I would volunteer to work New Year's Eve because I loved working the night shift on New Year's Eve. Okay, that was an unexpected adventure right there. And so my boss, who I dearly, dearly love, she had me, I worked the day shift, and then she worked the night shift. And I was so bummed because I loved working New Year's Eve. So later, in another career in law enforcement, I still loved working New Year's Eve. It was something I chose to do. We did not have to do it. In fact, we had to get permission to work it. But it was just my favorite time to work, because lots of exciting things were happening. We had, you know, people were a little silly, made not so good decisions. Yeah, this is going downhill fast, so we need to fix this. I'm feeling like a dark sloppy mess. So we are going to take this shade right here. I have no clue where it came from. It doesn't have a name, a company, nothing. It feels very flimsy. I have no clue where it is, and it's very dry. But that's what it looks like. It's pretty. We're gonna put that on. So now, since I'm no longer able to work, New Year's is pretty boring to me. It's just another day. Oh, that played nicely. Okay, this vibrant blue is really pretty, except it like faded to nothing. Okay, stay there. Stay there, pretty thing, stay there. Okay, because I don't want it to be a hot mess, I'm going to try, and this is Tyrian purple. I'm just going to put that right here. Maybe a little. So you guys probably wonder why I'm always wearing my BYU Hawaii sweatshirt. It's really large, as you can see. Is a man's sweatshirt, and I got it really big only because this was the only one that was on clearance. The rest were full price, and me being cheap, I bought this oversized, and I'm so glad I did because it's so comfy. It's like wearing pajamas. So that's why you guys see me in it so much, because it's warm, but it's not tight. I just made it look darker. Okay. That actually helped the look, I think. We'll see. Okay. I will be right back. I am back. I was talking about how, my sweatshirt before, I went to finish my face, and while I was doing my face, I got too hot. It's too cold for just my long sleeve shirt, but it was too hot for my sweatshirt. So I put on this light, just cardigan by LuLaRoe. I found at the thrift store. I love LuLaRoe. Now that LuLaRoe is not popular, I love it. So let's talk about the shadows on my lid. Let's start with the first one I used, which is Honesty, Glory by MAC. Now I really like this. It doesn't swatch for much, but it really performed nicely. I think there might be a little shimmer that I just can't see, but it performed nicely. It smoothed out my harsh edges, and so that is a keeper. Then we have Steel Gray. I don't like it. I didn't like it blended into my V and crease. I didn't like it packed on my lid. It's just kind of dull looking. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Maybe it'll work with a different color combination, but it's just really lackluster. Even when you swatch it, how lackluster it is. It has so much potential, but it's just... Then I used this Steel Blue. I did like this Steel Blue. I did not like it with this Gypsy Silver, however, because the two of them together just kind of turned a little dirty on my lid. It does not blend well. I can say that because after I went off camera, I tried to blend out my shadow just a little more, and I ended up taking the Tyrian purple, this one right here, and just kind of packing it on to my outer V and up just a little bit higher to cover up where it wouldn't blend. Tyrian purple is a most definitely, it saved my look today as far as I am concerned. This is the star of the show, so this is a most definite I am keeping. Now, while I was off camera, this beautiful shade, which kind of matches my shirt, faded again to nothing. I mean, you can't even really tell it's there. It just like goes away. I don't know where it goes, but it just goes away. I am going to put it in the maybe because it was over the Gypsy silver, that darker color. So I am going to put it in the maybe, try it with a lighter base and see if that will get this vibrancy to stick around. So crazy. I brought in Mai Tai by Makeup Geek, and I put it on my inner corner and on the inside of my lid. I also pulled it up just a little bit further, and it really turned out really pretty, kind of like a purpley peachy pink. It's hard to describe, but I think Mai Tai and Tyrian purple really saved this look. So Mai Tai is also safe. So that is it for Saturday singles. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed talking about the old days, since we are switching into a new year here in a couple of days. I hope you all are safe over the next transition from one year, one decade to the other. Whether you stay home, you go out, I hope you're safe. Just be safe. I always tell you guys, be safe. Take care, and I will see you on the next one.